What's occurring?
Hi, what's occurring? Well, I'm really excited today. My dear husband is in work, but it's Tuesday and we've got news. I am going to introduce a new vlog every Tuesday, which is called Tone Up Tuck In Tuesdays. So obviously they're going to be on a Tuesday, which is self-explanatory really. Dave is not going to be involved in them. So yeah, this vlog is all about explaining what the Tone Up Tuck In Tuesdays is going to be about, what inspired me to start the new vlogs, what you'll expect from the vlogs in the future, and also you viewers out there, if you come along with my journey really, you might be inspired and join me on my way through 2022 as well, and enjoy a healthier lifestyle when you're in your motorhome, caravan or tent. So in my teenage years, many years ago, I was extremely sporty. I loved doing sport. I couldn't understand where, if you remember those people that came to school and you had PE and they'd bring a sick note, perhaps even forge it by their parents. I was not one of them. I thought it was fun, I enjoyed it, and yeah, I was really good at it. Didn't find it difficult, I enjoyed it, and I didn't realise what benefits I was having until later on in life. That it did on my fitness and my health. So I was averaging about 9.5 stone in the summer, no, 9 stone in the summer and about 9.5 stone in the winter. I was 5'7", I'm sure I've gone down to 5'6.5" now, but yeah, I was a tiny weight. I did all types of sports. I did cross country, tennis, skiing, yeah, and I was top of the league in a lot of things, county level, county champion. So proud of that, and I enjoyed it. We didn't seem to have so many back then, back in the 80s. We didn't have gyms then. The gyms were predominantly for male weightlifters, which is totally different to what it is now. So I had my children in my 20s, seemed to keep the weight off, didn't do sport then. I think I did hockey, did a bit of coaching when I went to university after I had kids, and I did a degree in sports science. So my knowledge of food and nutrition is going back to the early 90s. However, that has changed completely and evolved to what people used to tell you then, to what research and articles are out there now on what to do and what not to do to lead in a healthy life. That's me. When I graduated, it was 1999. So yeah, and here is me, and I'm quite proud of this because this was when my daughter was 8. She was 10, so that would have been when I was 32, after I'd had the 2 children. So yeah, I was pretty fit in those days. A long time ago, I know. Yeah, 32 there, proud of that. So I started putting a bit of timber on, I think slightly, when the children got older and I was doing less running about with them. I was working obviously, but I think it was my late 30s I started putting on weight, early 40s, and just my general shape in my body started to change. But the big difference happened with me back in 2018. I'd given up smoking in the January. I was going to the gym all the time, and yeah, I was doing okay. And then I went away in the motorhome. It was David's birthday down in Well Park with on a rally. And my leg had been aching for a while. And my daughter had turned around and said to me, stop exercising, you know, and I knew I shouldn't have. But I continued to exercise. That day I walked down into Tenby, walked back up with a dog. And then it was David's birthday, it was Good Friday, so we were all having a few drinks, and for some reason I just jumped up in the air on grass, came down, and I heard crack crack. Shortfall of it is that I ended up the following day being taken to hospital. Oh, David did fall on my leg in the morning as well, by accident, being still drunk. I didn't sleep all night, went to the hospital, and they told me I'd broken my leg, my tib and fib, in 20 to 25 places. So it wasn't a really good weekend for me. They also turned around and told me that I needed pins and screws put in my leg to stabilise it, to have an operation. So they couldn't do it on the Saturday. They were checking me in, putting a plaster cast around it to stabilise my leg, and the operation would happen on the Sunday. So I wasn't in a really good way. 3 o'clock on the Sunday morning, they told me I was in agony, total agony, and they said that they would take me down there and then for an operation because I had a thing called compartment syndrome. So they split my leg. Photos will be attached. Please look away if you don't like gore, because they're not very pleasant. They were going to split my leg from my ankle to my knee on both sides of my leg, in the inner and the outer, to relieve the pressure, and it would be like that for a few days before they'd put the pins and stuff back in. When I had the operation, I was told that my recovery would be about a year, perhaps longer. I'd possibly walk with a limp. There was a strong chance that I would develop arthritis when I got older. So yeah, I wasn't in a very good place. I did recover quite quicker than a year, but in the meantime, self-pity started putting weight on, and before I knew it, I was up to 15 stone. Yeah, 15 stone. A lot of weight. Well, it was a lot of weight for me. We're all different. I'd always been slim for many, many years, even when I'd had the children. In fact, I went a bit too skinny when I'd had the children. So I felt really depressed. I couldn't walk in heels anymore, which I'd always walked in heels. So that was personal to me. I got depressed, and it was just like a vicious circle. So I'm going to include this in the vlog. Not a lot of people know this, but Fanti got the better of me, and I got a gastric band just before lockdown in 2020. I wish I'd never had it. I've still got it now. It costs about 6,000 to remove it. As I said, Fanti got the better of me. I lost about a stone, but I put it all back on. So after that, in September, I was still feeling even more depressed because I spent all this money in having a gastric band and it didn't really work. Struggled eating on times, but you could still eat all the bad things with loads of sugar, you know, crisps, processed food and stuff. I just grazed more often, really. So I'd seen on Facebook something about a club, fitness club for women over 40, and I joined. The class is called Richard Clark Fitness and Exercise. He's based in Swansea, got years and years of experience, and he's helped so many women. If you look at it at his website online, there's loads of history and stories there. Yeah, check him out, he's brilliant. I joined up for 3 months originally. At this time I think I was 14.5 stone, or 14 stone 10. So I'd lost a little bit of weight. I'd lost a stone and then put it back on, and I was not much difference before I'd even had the gastric band, which was about 9 months previously. So joined him, and within weeks I felt much better. I had much more energy. I'd lost about a stone in weight in about 6 weeks. I felt fitter. In general, I was just feeling a lot better. So I continued the story. I joined up then for a year. From September 2020, I was 14 stone 10, and by the time in March, was that September, October, November, December, January, February, March, so within 6 months I was down to 11 stone 7. So I'd lost about 3 stone, which was fantastic. And it was just sticking to his core plan and his principles. I've done it, so I know it's you're capable, anybody's capable of doing it. It's just committing to doing it. I have tried at my age now, I'm just tipping over the age of 50. Well, I'm 52 in April. It's about a lifestyle. I've tried so many fad diets, but they didn't give me the full package of everyday living. When you have those occasions that you want to go out for a special occasion, and it's all about every day, about water, about being healthy, about living an extra 10-20 years possibly than what you would do if I carried on in the lifestyle that I was eating, like lots of processed food, etc. So I know it is possible, I know I can do it. So I did it in 6 months. I lost 3 stone. Then we had uplift, and then we were allowed out in our motorhomes. That's when I started to go downhill. I put on about £9 by December, and then I weighed myself on New Year's Day, and I had put on, since last March, I'd put on another 1.5 stone. I have put those principles back in place now. I've cut out, I'll go through that in the next vlog, but how I've changed my way that I am living my daily life through diet and exercise, or healthy eating and exercise, has made a difference. So I've lost a little bit of weight since the 1st of January. So that's the reasoning behind me doing this vlog, because we're starting again. We've got a new year, and I don't want to be look like a beach whale come the summer. So I'm getting back on the wagon, and hopefully these vlogs will, every week, every Tuesday, they could be looking at recipes things that you can cook in the van, breakfast, lunch, evening meals. If you're going to have a drink, what type of drink that you could go for, what type of food that you could go for. It's not being that you're not eating at all. In fact, I think that when I lost those 3 stone in 6 months, I actually was eating more then than I ever had before. So what you're going to expect from next Tuesday is looking at weighing in, seeing how I've got so far. You viewers out there, if you want to come along and join me on the journey, then weigh yourself next week. Get ready, a couple of weights and stuff. You've got things in the van that will be able to use doing the exercises, and certainly doing the food as well. I'm really looking forward to it. Please join me next Tuesday for Tone Up Tuck In Tuesdays at 4 o'clock. See you now in a minute.
Oh, what's occurring?